This is from George. I saw a man at football last week wearing a Chatterbix t-shirt. I
Wish that was it.
excitingly said crunch crunch to him and he just stared at me blankly. He's either borrowed the top off a friend or he's just a CUNT. And he's given the email the title Negative Crunch Crunch.
Yeah, that's annoying.
Do you want a pub joke?
Yeah,
This is from Gary
this is
Shepherd.
a nice way to do a pub joke. Drop it
Yeah.
into Mailbag. Yeah.
Jeremy Beadle has gone to secretarial college to improve his shorthand. My wife said the
He's been
cat needed to be chipped. I only had a 9 iron, but I still got over the shed.
super.
Jim Peters, I have an interesting story. This was sent 2 years ago.
So if it's still relevant.
I have an interesting job. Sorry. I'm a collections manager at the British Museum and look after some of the greatest historical artifacts known to mankind. If you like that sort of thing. If not, then I guess it probably sounds a bit geeky. But we've got ghosts. So that works in my favor as everyone loves ghosts.
I sort of don't have anything to say.
Thank you for your email.
That felt like a proper thank you for your email. Sorry.
Well, I bet it's interesting.
Yeah,
No, do you
I
know
do.
what?
Yeah, I'm
Jim, if
tired.
you're listening, I'd
Yeah,
love.
yeah.
I get the feeling he's moved on to another pod for some reason. But if you are listening, I,
What was it again? I don't know if I was
I
listening.
have an interesting job. I'm a collections manager at the British Museum. Look after some of the greatest historical artifacts known to mankind. That sounds great.
Yeah, that's amazing. Sorry, I was elsewhere. I was checking the charts. That's my fault.
Yeah.
Yeah, super little job. Thank you for your email.
He might come back and go, well, can you give us an example? He might come back and go, I've held this. I can do. That'd be great.
Yeah, yeah, like I don't know, really old book or something. Was it Beer? What's the oldest book written? Beer? I can't remember.
Beatrix Potter.
Yeah, Beatrix Potter. No, was it the Beer Moth or something? I don't know. Something like
This is from Jack Doby, and it was sent nearly 3 years ago.
that. Oh, super.
Hello, chaps. Listened since Ep3. Hell of a journey. I was emailing in because there is a show on the BBC here in Scotland that's all about a caravan park in Fife on the coast. Lovely bit of the world. It's taken very seriously. Very much office, but in real life. Like there's some old bloke who runs a quiz every week, but because of COVID, he hasn't been able to run it. So the owner tells him he can start back up again. So when the owner tells him he can start back up again, he tears up. Cracking sit back and chillax telly for David and Wilco. Keep
like
up the
on
pod.
like on Wilco.
A cracking sit back and chillax telly for David and Wilco. Maybe TV reviewer Joe to get hold of. Keep
Yeah,
up the
well,
pods. Jack Doby.
thank you for your email.
This is from George Drake, and it was sent last year. This time last year.
This time last year.
Hi, David and Joe. I'm a Brit living in Santa Barbara, California.
Oh,
And just
I'm
wanted
in.
to let you know that I love your podcast. It keeps me sane while surrounded by all these Yanks. Also, wanted to let Joe know that you're welcome back to Santa Barbara for surfing
Oh,
lessons with me, as I've been a long time surfer. I've even spent a good amount of time in West Cornwall. Not Senon, though. You're so obsessed with Senon. Cheers, George. Yes, my brothers are the owners of T-Mill.
no.
Yeah. Thanks
What?
for the support with the merch shop.
We had a bloody tour around there.
Bloody hell.
God, small world. So many Chatterbix related stuff in one.
Amazing.
God, I really love Santa Barbara. I
Really?
had a real moment where I was like, in another world, I could imagine settling here. Really quiet, sunny, beaches. Fuck, it was lovely. Well played. Good for you living there. Super little place.
Yeah. Okay, this is from Michael Burdett, and it was sent the 13th of December this year. This is bonkers. At last, I can offer some assistance to the greatest podcast of all times. I once wrote to you as you once started talking about Homes Under the Hammer. My ears pricked up as I had some skin in the game, as I co-wrote the theme tune to it.
Fuck off. Wow.
Quote, they're only going to talk about how much they like Homes Under the Hammer. They will surely mention my theme tune, I thought. David said, I've never seen Homes Under the Hammer. Joe said, when I watch Homes Under the Hammer, it reminds me of being ill. Then they changed the subject. Depressed, I went back to bed for the rest of the day. But
Wow.
now I feel I can add some light to David's interest in bodybuilding. He
Yes.
touched on something I was involved in, and this time he was positive about the subject. It was Tom Platz, open brackets, the quad father. I remember Tom Platz had real whitey blonde hair and like He-Man, who used to come out and pose to Ride Like the Wind by Christopher Cross. You're bloody right. Frank Zane came out to the Pink Floyd track. I'm over the moon, Michael. Remember this? And the only reason I know this is that I wrote the music for the documentary film Total Rebuild, where we followed Arnold Schwarzenegger's attempt to win a seventh Mr. Universe title, having effectively given up bodybuilding 5 years earlier. Your film career. He gave himself 8 weeks to train, and well, you'll have to watch the film.
Lovely little cliffhanger.
Unfortunately, the original footage of all the posing by the bodybuilders was done to well known tracks by well known artists, and to release the film would have cost a prohibitive amount of money to get clearance for the songs they posed to. So 36 years ago, like an episode of Time Team, I was given 3 days to compose, record, and deliver music that
No.
looked like the bodybuilders were posing to. So it could be dropped in over the original footage. I was
Ooh.
relatively new to writing music for television, but with limited equipment, I did the best I could do in a short time. I had to write about 25 minutes of music by myself, and on top of that, I was relatively shitty at
Fucking hell.
recording technology. Attached is Tom Platz posing to Christopher Cross's song from the original footage, and then posing to my instrumental, which was used in the final. This is so
I pulled
deep.
it my neck.
I've just found the two clips on YouTube, the original and mine, and having read through some of the comments, I'm not too disappointed and will not be returning to bed. I love Tom Platz in this film, as he was so earnest and humble, and I just wanted to cuddle him when he didn't make it to the final. I hope that's of interest. David is absolutely incorrect. Some of the 70s and 80s footage of bodybuilding is extraordinary. And some of the characters are really watchable. Thanks for Chatterbox. I love that autocorrect wants to change it to Hatbox.
What,
Uh,
Chatterbox?
yeah. I'm genuinely thrilled as each new ep appears at about 3 a.m. and the letters ep on Fridays are really welcome addition. Should you want to give my new
Mailbox.
stand-up spoken word show a shout out, I'd be thrilled. I'm starting to book dates to tour it around, having just played the Pleasance at this year's Edinburgh Fringe. It's called Before Fame, or What Not to Do When You Discover One of the World's Greatest Pop Duos in a Village Hall. Crunch, crunch, Michael Burdett. P.S. These are the links to the full version of Total Rebuild with my music in 4 sections on YouTube. It's rumored that Arnie bought the rights to it and stopped its release in the USA. Fucking hell.
I don't know how else you meant to end an app.